Now I can get back to my book.
All right. Our next topic. So I went to Origins in Columbus this past weekend. Had a blast. I was there representing Evil Genius Games, running some tables for them. Everyday Heroes. You've seen us do some stuff on our channel before. But I ran into so many things. So over the next couple Druids tables, I would like to highlight a couple products. One product that jumped out to me right away was, first of all, the CEO was fantastic. Ridge, you were awesome. If you get a chance to watch this, great job at showing a product, being, sharing it with my kids and stuff. But it's a card game. Now, let's see. I've been playing Pokemon trading card game for, I don't want to admit, but a long time. And I went through my addiction, and now we're through with that. And I've moved to Magic the Gathering. That was very short-lived because who likes Wizards of the Coast? So to fill this addiction that I admit that I have, I found a card game that fulfills...
Spending money, too.
Well, yeah.
For Magic the Gathering.
Oh, well, yeah.
Pay to play.
I wasn't going to bring up the negative change of push.
Everybody drink. I make fun of Magic the Gathering.
I liked Magic the Gathering. I couldn't stand a lot of business choices, WotC, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to get into it. But I found this really cool card game called Alpha Clash. The biggest thing that stuck out to me right away was...
I don't know if they'll be able to...
Is it a card game?
It started out as a novel. Like a 500-page novel of how these characters interact with one another, where they came from, some history, some pretty fun storytelling. My 9-year-old, he's 9, right?
No, he's 10.
He's 10?
He's 10.
Time flies.
My 10-year-old has barely put it down since we got home from Origins. I've had to hey, dude, you got to go feed the animals. And then Michelle's like, yeah, your dad's hungry. Feed him. Beauty and the Beast right here. But it's really fun because it's also set in this one right here, San Francisco. So it's like an alternate universe feeling. So it has that hometown feeling. Mm-hmm. And the art was really nice. Now, even with Munchkin, some of the cards, because I have younger kids, I take out of the deck because they're a little risky. They're not terrible, but they're a little risky. I have yet to find a card in here that I'm like, I don't want my kid staring at this yet. Which I know seems weird, but from a dad's perspective, I do want to protect my little ones. And the art's beautiful. It's based off of a story, so there's a ton of lore.
Great, yeah.
And
very comic book.
Speaking of comic book, they just finished their Kickstarter for their first set of comic books. What do you got?
There's Troog instead of Krug.
Yeah.
And there's Lord Krung.
Yes.
So together they make
who's a contender. Not that means anything. But we do have, I don't know how many people in our channel are interested in trading card games and stuff like that.
The links are in the description for this as well. Both the YouTube channel for the whole company and then also Alpha Clash specifically.
Yeah.
So check those out.
So it's a card game. Michelle and I played it against each other 5-6 times now. No. How many?
Maybe 3 because I think we're tied. Or no.
Oh, no, I'm ahead of you by one.
It was me, you for winning. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm next.
I'm going to beat you tonight.
No.
She's very competitive, and so she likes playing these games against me.
But
it's fun. My 10-year-old plays. He gets it. It's not that complicated, but it has a depth. It has a strategy about it, which I really enjoy. Also, there's no mana burn. Every single card can be a resource.
Oh, interesting.
Period.
Okay.
It makes it more like a chess game. That was the hardest part for me to be like, wait a minute. Any card, I have to put something down, and it's not solely a mana. Mm-hmm. Like with Pokemon or something, Pokemon's like, oh, you just get a water.
Energies.
Right.
Or energy.
But
you could, kind of resource
if you don't draw a land or a mana or whatever your resource is, sometimes you get stuck.
Right.
Well, you just sacrifice a card, and that's their resource.
Interesting.
So every card has a value to be used, but it's
yeah.
also a resource. So it's like it's really kind of fun that way. And so the idea is if anybody has done Magic the Gathering, it has a commander-like feel because you have a card that is your contender or your hero, whatever you want to call it, but they call it contender in this system, and that is who you are playing as. And then your cards are your teammates and stuff like that in different forms. And the idea is you go into clashes, and it's supposed to be like an epic storytelling over time. So as you're playing your cards,
Okay.
you could play a card where you clash with the enemy contender. So it's picture like Heroes where they clash in different places with the
Thus,
bad guys.
Alpha Clash.
Right. So I have a card
Gotcha.
in my deck that's you go to Denver. And so you're at Denver, and it gives a bonus to certain groups who are from Denver according to the lore, and which can actually benefit both sides of the table if they have some of the characters or reasons from Denver. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it all ties in to the lore, so you feel like you're playing the character from the book as a card game. So it
That's
has this
cool.
kind of a story element, much like when we did Champions
added the
of
story
'89.
with
We added a
Champions.
story. The story is here based off of lore.
Yes.
So you can feel like you're watching your contender battle in these clash zones. And but you do it through the cards and stuff. And of course, that's our family doing that. You could just solely look at it as a tactical card game.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we can't help.
Well, I can't help but add story. I did pick up while we were down there, this massive box. So anybody who has done draft, so table trading card games,
There it is.
they often have a thing called draft. It's very popular here in Rochester.
We have a large Magic the Gathering following.
Right.
And I think it's a little cheaper
There's
to do the draft games.
And they're fun because they're random cards.
They're
You get to
random
meet
cards,
people
yes.
and random people, and
It's a
it's cool. It's a
totally
great way to
different
grow
thing.
your card hands. But they do a whole box for you and your friends to do together. So this is a
That's really
draft
cool.
box. It has it's got 197 unique cards in it. The draft rules are a little bit different than the normal rules in the sense of like the size of your deck. A traditional deck is 50 cards. Draft decks are smaller. I actually don't fully know. But this is supposed to be for
They're meant to be quick and dirty games.
correct. So you draft,
Right.
you open your packs, and
Yep.
you pass it around, and then you build your decks, and you battle each other, and then whoever wins, there's usually prizes or something. But I guess for you guys watching, and for the people who watch this in the future, comment below. I know DC20 guys, you're going to rock it, and you're going to comment a ton, which is fantastic. But anybody who's interested in Alpha Clash and wants us to do this on the stream where we draft and make some decks and play around as the four goofy people we are and create some stories and have fun with it and just kind of look at the cards and the art, let me know because it's something we can do.
Yes. I want to figure it out. Because what was the other thing we unboxed? Divinity.
I know.
yes.
I know.
It's
And then
on the list, guys. Truly.
I honestly picked up a couple other products too from Origins that we're going to have to eventually talk
He rolls
about.
his eyes at himself.
I am. I roll my eyes at myself because I have all these dreams and I want to really, I like sharing these things with people because
Yeah.
I'm all about, I play this with my kiddos because
Yep.
I want to do stuff with my children. So I find these games that I play as a family and as a dad, you're always a kid at heart.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of people wanted us to do Divinity. If you guys want to see us do Alpha Clash, let us know. I got to figure out the right camera setup.
But that's the thing is that I
we
don't
can
know if
have
maybe this is
something-
easier to start getting it
It's
and
true.
then move to the bigger board game. We'll figure that out. Dan
Right.
and I'll figure that out. But
Yeah. If you guys check out our Champions of 𝗙𝕖 live play, that's a trading card game. We did it online with the two creators. You can see how we do make a story out of it. We add a lot more flavor. So hopefully it would be entertaining, but
A lot of fun.
figure out the tech.
I mean, she's
Kid friendly.
It's
I
Yes.
loved it.
Yes, the Champions of 𝗙𝕖.
Yes.
We always try to be relatively, for those new here, we try to be family friendly adjacent.
You can play it around your kids.
It's
and
not intended
They
for
won't hear
kids,
anything
but
they
yeah,
really
yeah.
shouldn't.
awesome. Well, I think that covers it. I just wanted to touch
This
a little
is so
bit.
cool. I love the art.
Yeah.
It's really great.
Well, it's different.
Yep.
Like you said, it's comic book,
Logo
heroic.
Yeah.
is really cool. It always the little Yu-Gi-Oh feel to me, and because it seems ancient.
Well-
No, you know what it looks like? Stargate.
Oh, wow.
It reminds me of
Oh.
Stargate,
Okay, yeah.
right? Stargate Atlantis.
I
a
see
little
it.
bit.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Because
But
we are
art and
nerds.
story,
We all
though.
know these. But
The
it's really
artwork
cool.
can really make something like when the look of it is
Yep.
important.
Well, then,
This is-
I mean, literally the first thing he goes, well, it's actually built off of lore. I was like, well, I'm sold. Got me on lore.
You got it. They're working on a board game now. Is that correct? Or
No,
am
they just finished a board game.
they finished the board game.
I think the
Okay.
Kickstarter just finished for a board game. I got to double check now. So they do have a board game and a comic book line. They're starting with this.
I was wondering because
Nice.
Yeah.
it's calling for
And
that, isn't
I
it?
think if you guys are listening, you should make a tabletop RPG based on it. Just saying.
Or we could just use DC20
Boom.
in this lore setting.
Victory.
oh,
Victory.
there it is.
There it is. Tie it all in.
That
Easy.
is-
What's the plot of the novel?
I haven't read it.
Michelle, you sped Reddit, right?
I
You read
did.
it in a hot
I've been
second.
kind of skimming it.
A
As,
massive explosion rocks Kern Labs in Geneva.
there it is.
Geneva, isn't that like near us?
In New York?
Well, there's
Now I
there's
gotta
lots
know.
of them.
Now I gotta know.
It's not. No, not
No,
that.
I think
But
it's
hey, we
Geneva.
could
Triggering
Homebrew
a
it.
global phenomenon. People all around the world known as alphas awaken with extraordinary powers and an insatiable desire for battle. So essentially,
Really?
what this deck
Awesome.
is, this alpha kit is you have an alpha who's awakened and they want battle, and then you have an alpha hunter, and they clash all over the place.
Oh,
So
so
that's-
that's why you got the soldier types in
Correct. So you have
very
Okay.
mutant-esque.
correct. So
Cool,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. That's like X-Men.
Robotic.
That's what it makes me think
Yeah.
of.
robotic sort of things too. Some of the characters.
yeah, there are
there?
some like
Lin.
robot looking. Yeah,
Yes.
Lin.
Linn.
Right, because the normies got to contend with the power
Yeah.
folk.
But it
That's
is-
cool. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
And nobody cares.
It's super
about
short
Western New York,
chapters.
Jake.
There's like 200 chapters, by the way, but it's because
exists?
some of them are only a few pages. It's very it can be like an
interesting.
easy read.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, just
good.
121, 22.
I didn't say anything naughty this stream, Mr. Mustache. Sorry,
Aw.
Should we all
I behaved myself.
clink and drink to that?
Oh,
Yeah,
Steelheart by
she's-
Jackson, yeah.
she's trying to close it off.
No, I'm just saying, hey, I keep it clean. I like it.
Hey, seriously, go check out DC20.
Yes.
Awesome product. If you're in a trading card game, go check out Alpha Clash. I'd love to see this destroy WotC's.
That would be cool.
I would love to see that. At least be a contender.
Yes.
Yes.
So
We get a little, all these games we've been
I
playing.
could
take a
nibble.
little-
Thanks, DM Nails.
And there it is.